Pickle, let's go to the hotline, and let's bring in, I guess, the former head coach of the Austin Westlake Chaparrals.
Felt weird typing that.
We go live to Coach Todd Dodge. Is that right, Coach? Are you the former coach?
I will be the former coach on January
Ooh.
the 30th. That will be officially my last day as the athletic director and head football coach at Westlake High School. So my successor will probably be named sometime in about the second week of January, I would suspect. So, but as far as my last day on the job, it's going to be the last day in January 2022.
Well, okay, that's good because it's always tough when you talk to a guy who just loses his job. It's a tough scene. We appreciate your time, Coach. I know you've been bombarded with requests, and I want to go back to Saturday. And you guys are able to come away with another win the 6A Division II state championship, win your third straight state championship. You've talked at length about how special this team was. You've had a lot of special teams. What was it about this particular group that sets them apart?
Well, the combination of a big physical offensive line that could always allow you to do whatever you really wanted to do on offense, whether it be to run the ball or to chunk it around. A very athletic defensive line. So it started with them. And the great teams that I've had have always started with that. And then it's just a group of kids that, from a versatility standpoint across our roster, it's hard for me to pick, one over another. But I will say this, no doubt, as far as all three phases, to be as complete as we were offensively, defensively, and kicking game. Our kicking game with Charlie Barnett, he kicks the ball out of the back of the end zone every time. And so we don't have to worry about getting one, housed on us. We've got, Mark Sayeg, who I think he's one of the all-time leading PAT. We don't have to worry about leaving points off the board. We got Charlie Barnett, and we do punt the ball. He changes field position. And then we blocked 11 punts this season. And had a tremendous group of special teams players. So it was a football team that in all of the years that I've been a head coach, I think it was the most complete team. And then I think that shows in the production to, I think, being the highest scoring team in big school Texas high school football history. We scored over 900 points and only gave up like 9 a game. So pretty impressive for these kids.
Yeah, it is. You guys are the fifth highest scoring team in UIL Texas high school football 11-man history. But Saturday, I think there was a notion among us dum-dums in the media that this is going to be a coronation, that this is going to come easy, that you guys were heavy favorites over Denton Geyer. I know you were not looking past them, but this was the first time you guys trailed all season. You trailed going into halftime. I got to ask you, what did you talk? What was the message to your guys at halftime, facing a situation you literally had not faced all year long?
Yeah, it was so eerie. It was the same situation we faced 15 years before when I was at South Lake Carroll and we played Westlake in the state championship game. It was the first time we trailed at halftime. It was like deja vu all over again. It was one of those days that in the first half, it was uncharacteristic of us to turn the ball over a couple times. But the biggest thing is I just told them at halftime was, we have a choice right now. We can be remembered in the next 24 minutes. We can be remembered as one of the greatest high school football teams that's ever played in the state and be a three-peat and all that stuff. I said, or we can be remembered as one of those teams that choked a chili, in the face of adversity for the first time. I said, so y'all make up your minds and decide what you want to do. And that was it. And our kids, obviously, we made halftime adjustments. They listened to their coaches, and we came out and got it done. And to be honest with you, Greg, when it's all said and done, I'm glad it happened the way it did because it really means more to me. It means more to our coaching staff to know that our kids can play less than their best for part of the game and still come out and win a game under some adversity that was put on us by Denton Geyer. Denton Geyer played an outstanding game. They got really good players, and we looked down the barrel of the gun and it ended up winning the ball game.
Talking with Todd Dodge, the head coach still, the Austin Westlake Chaparrals here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Coach, your offense came alive in the second half, and a big reason why was the pass-catch combo of quarterback Cade Klubnik and wide receiver Jaden Greathouse. These are two guys. Obviously, Cade is going to go off to Clemson now. Jaden still got years to go there at Westlake. As far as you've coached some really good ones, but as far as a pass-catch combo is concerned, where does that stack up in your career?
Probably right at the top as far as a one quarterback and one wide receiver. I mean, it's those two. If people could be a fly on the wall and watch them work, though, there's a reason why they have connected on so many deep balls throughout their career together. Is because they work so hard on it. Jaden is so fabulously talented young man. He's started 46 career games, and he's still got a whole nother season left to play high school football. And Cade throws a beautiful deep ball, and they went out and we trusted him. We talked about. At halftime, we thought we were going to get a look, and then we verified it in the second half where we put the formation into the boundary, and we were able to get them out of their what we call their pre-Tampa look and get one-on-one coverage to the field with Jaden, and that's what really ignited our team, along with the field goal by Charlie Barnett.
Yeah, that field goal was unbelievable. When you guys lined up to kick that, I'm like, does he know how long that is? And sure enough. That's what I get for doubting y'all. On the other side of the ball, your defense, as we mentioned, Geyer came out with a fantastic game plan. We're able to run the ball effectively with their quarterback Jackson Arnold, but the defense tightened up in the second half. That is no surprise considering who's at the helm of that defense in defensive coordinator Tony Salazar. I know you have been pretty outspoken about who you think should take over the big chair there at Westlake, and can you tell us a little bit about this Tony Salazar coach defense, which was really as high powered and as historic as the offense was, sure seems like your defense was just as good.
Yes, well, Tony, it's been well documented. I hired him 10 years ago, and it's kind of one of those deals. Sometimes if you can't move the ball on someone, try to hire him. And that's where it started. And I hired him when he was 28 years old, and he's in his late 30s now, and he's turned down some head coaching jobs over the last 3 or 4 years. And I just, with Tony, I just told him to be patient. We will continue to be productive. And as long as we continue to be productive, as long as we continue to win 13, 14 games a season, when it's time for me to step out, you're going to be the guy, and he will be. And that's what my superintendent and I've talked about, and it's going to happen, and there's no doubt that it's the right decision. And I'm so proud of him. He's one of the great teachers of the game of football, and he's one of the greats at putting a great talent like an Ethan Burke in positions to make plays. And really the key to the victory the other night was once we got the score the right way, and Geyer had to start throwing the ball. We got them one-dimensional. They, anytime that you can keep the playbook open for an offense, they're going to be dangerous with the kind of talent that they have. They moved number 22, the kid, to their outstanding defensive back to offense, and he made some real plays for them. And but we ended up with 9 sacks. That was the difference in the ball game. The explosive plays by us, the field goal by us, and then the sacks. We had 9 sacks in a state championship game.
And so, we knew going in that this was definitely your last game, win or lose.
Yep.
You had said that this was it.
Yes.
You had a lot of family there. You had a lot of a lot of people flying into town to make sure they were there for them. I know you had been thinking about it all week, but when the moment came that it hit triple zeros and you were 3-time state champs, what were the emotions like over there on your side?
Very emotional, just thankful for these kids that they saw through. I can't tell you enough how much, when you really stop and think how much pressure was on this group of kids, not to only do it for themselves, to be three-peat. Three-peat doesn't happen very often in our state at the highest classification, and they really wanted to do that. They wanted to make history, and then they wanted to do it for their coach, and they wanted to do it for their community, and it was just a whole lot of stuff. And all season long, the thing that I'll remember about this team, and the thing that went into my mind as that clock neared zero is how much I love these kids and how much I respect them for the respect that they have for the great game of football. They played it the way it ought to be played. They played it physical. They played it 7 seconds at a time. They played to the echo of the whistle. They played it as a team. It was a team that you could say, all right, we can win a game running the ball. We can win a game throwing the ball. We can win a game with defense. We can win a game with a kicking game. It was a complete football team.
Oh, and finally, Coach, you're a football lifer. You've got a long history of playing football here and coaching football here in the state of Texas, and now you say you're retiring. I'll believe it when I see it. I guess the question, what in the heck are you going to go do? I just don't know what you're going to go do. Coach Riley Dodge, your son that was on the desk with us on Valley Sports Southwest, and he said he's going to be hanging around a field house at some point. What does a retired Todd Dodge look like? I don't even know.
Well, Jeff, I'll still be able to scratch the itch by being able to follow the South Lake Carroll Dragons. I've got my biological son is the head coach of South Lake Carroll, and my one that I consider like a son to me will be the head football coach of the Westlake Chaparrals. And so that's a pretty cool gig to be able to follow those two and hang out and support those groups of kids and groups of coaches. The other thing is that during the off season, I'll still work. I want to be able to work with quarterbacks, on the side and be able to train quarterbacks. I'll be able to, work my camps during the summer. And Elizabeth and I are going to, we're going to act like we're retired for a while. We're going to try to go do things, this spring. I was joking with someone the other day. I said, maybe in April we'll go to Key West, Florida, or somewhere like that, right in the middle of spring football practice or something like that. Our next fall, maybe I'll make a tea time at 10 o'clock on a Friday morning or something like that.
It'll be special. And Coach, we are so thrilled for you. Congratulations again. I know that on behalf of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, we're going to miss you, but I also know you're not going to be a stranger. So congratulations again on a fantastic career, and we look forward to seeing you down the road in whatever you're doing.
I want to give one last this season for the Westlake Chaparrals was all about the memory of Jake Ellinger and Jackson Coker, 36-16 forever, and also want to just give my condolences to the Campbell family of the greatest football Texan there ever was, Dave Campbell.
Thank you, Coach. We really appreciate it, and we will see you down the road, my friend.
Thank you so much, Ted. Appreciate y'all.
There he goes. Todd Dodge. Still the head coach of the Austin Westlake Chaparrals.
Yeah, I deleted that former. I deleted it.
Another month. Don't try to
He's
run
still the king.
Don't try to run him out yet. He's still got clerical work to do.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.